afternoon. This is our presentation, okay? The process of rationalization in kitchen design, processes and methodologies in a company environment. Let's start. So, okay. The content of this paper, these articles, stems from the involvement of Carla Lourenço in kitchen equipment design projects under the master's degree in interior design and furniture here at ESART-IPCB. Namely the process of rationalization in the design of kitchens. So with this approach, we intend to analyze and convey important aspects mentioned throughout the history of kitchen design, which are still relevant today when designing a kitchen, considering more recent contributes as well. This is an old kitchen from a house located in Covilhã, not far away from here, and designed by Ernesto Corrodi in the beginning of the 20th century. So, the evolution of the kitchen in the domestic space and the feminine contribution to the reorganization of its functions. The second half of the 19th century provided the domestic space with new concepts about how to live, defining the notions of privacy and comfort in housing due to a set of principles and solutions found based on the relationship. Between the human being and the objects that define the typologies of everyday spaces. So the new rational concepts about the organizing of housing space had the main focus to monetize the efforts of manual household work and mechanisms, reflecting on the efficiency of space and hygienic conditions. For example, Catherine Beecher's studies in 1869 already proposed a separation between the service and living areas. And several middle-class women sought to pursue professional occupations outside the domestic sphere, given the economic difficulties that were felt during the First and Second World Wars. So several studies emerged, okay, and aimed at the female gender emerge with aim to facilitate the domestic work. Since the post-Second War in particular, there is a progressive diversification of new solutions from some of these basic principles, but also more radical or futuristic solutions, such as this mini kitchen designed by Joe Colombo in 1963. A designer from an early age promoted the replacement of traditional pieces of furniture with functional units and the idea of the home space as a complete machine to live unfolded in units. Let's travel before in the history of the kitchen design. We can see one of the main and pioneer contributes of, in this case, of Catherine Beecher, okay, and also Harriet Stowe, who wrote the book, The American Woman's Home, in 1869, okay, which describes a perspective on housing design and relates the contribution of architecture to interior design to obtain efficient, ergonomic, and economic solutions in space and domestic activities. Beecher suggests dividing the kitchen, if you look to the figure in the left side, dividing the kitchen into two spaces, thus dividing the stove area, okay, and the food preparation area. okay, upstairs, using glass sliding doors to allow visibility and also prevent heat and odors from entering between two spaces. So the windows are a fundamental component because they allow the entry of natural light and also provide the necessary air circulation inside the space. Observing the sequence of kitchen cabinets in the right size, it is concluded that teacher organizes the space according to the tasks to be performed along the workbench. So storage, preparation, and cleaning appear grouped in the same area. So under the countertop, if we look to the same figure, she recommends the use of containers to facilitate access to the basic ingredients necessary for the confection of meals, and also drawers for the storage of towels and cleaning products, so on. And in the upper plan, a system emerged which allows hanging utensils and the use of shelves along the wall to facilitate visual and tactile access to objects. Okay. This is another important contribute for the kitchen's universe, okay, from Christine Frederick. She wrote a book, Household Engineering, Scientific Management in the Home. There are, according to her, there are only two processes in the kitchen. The first related to food preparation and the second one to the storage and cleaning of the space. These two processes being composed of several stages or steps, okay? So the first process has 4 steps, and they are the collection and transference of the food to the work table or the workbench, the preparation of the same, the cooking phase, and finally the food is served at the table. The second process, okay, relating to storage and cleaning of the space, consists of removing the utensils used during the confection and of the food and for the consumption of the meals, moving then to the cleaning area, washing and drying, okay, process to complete the last point of this process, that is the storage of utensils in the proper place. So Christine Frederick shows 2 systems of the special organization, one inefficient and the other, thank you, efficient, observing the first route of the order of the tasks to be performed on the right figure, okay, we can conclude that it exposes an inappropriate solution, giving the excessive displacement in the space, which increases the duration of each task, okay? So, of course, the right one is the more efficient. Also, the Frankfurt kitchen, conceived by Margaret Schutt in 1926, is a striking element in the history of design by changing industrialized processes to the sphere of domestic spaces, okay? So Margaret organized the kitchens in 2 zones, the first with an L shape and accommodates the largest number of equipment, intending to fill the entire wall, if you look, with storage zones. This is composed of low and upper cabinets and also a bench to support culinary activities and the comfort of to work with a drawer cabinet. So the workbench is near in front of a window, of course, because we need natural light and also ventilation. And the second area of the kitchen is formed by linear low furniture, which accommodates the stove, okay, here. That is the hot area for cooking. So a real project of a kitchen developed in the internetship of Carla Lourenço in a Joffer Móveis company here at Castelo Branco is described and analyzed throughout this paper and this presentation. Analyzing the study of the previous proposals and the previous studies, and here we must include Charlotte Baden-Powell, okay? We can conclude that the cooking process presents a logical sequence of tasks, okay? And being as a removing the food, okay? from the storage area, washing them, cold zone, preparing, workbench, and also cooking the hot zone, okay? And according to Charlotte Baden-Powell, the storage area, cold zone and hot area group the main appliances of a kitchen. That means the fridge, sink, and stove. These form a work triangle, which establish an harmonious sequence in the cooking process depending on the shape of the kitchen, okay? So this diagram represents the possible answers to one of the projects developed in the internet ship, and we can conclude that the kitchen shows in general a good sequence in the performance of tasks, but a negative point analyzed in this kitchen is the distance between the hot zones, okay? To save time and effort in the tasks, the appliance related to the cooking process should be close to each other, as exemplified in the schemes this figure here, in these two schemes, A and B, okay? So this is one of the main points, this triangle, okay, relation. Kitchen cabinets nowadays are produced according to standard dimensions. However, they are totally dependent on the access capacity of the human being and the design and requirements of the appliances existent in the current market. So all appliances must be placed usually on a single model, with the exception of the sink, okay? But it's essential to check these elements before start doing our own project, okay? Understand the technical characteristics to provide the ventilation of the appliances and also an efficient opening of the doors, especially in the case of the fridge, for example, okay? So it is in the lower cabinets, I am also already finishing, that the user performs the work of washing, preparing and cooking the food. Therefore, these are always composed of the sink, as I said before, the induction plate, the oven or the stove. And the low cabinets are usually composed of several storage models, which can be arranged by drawers and shelves, okay? So, and the upper ones to finish, okay? Accommodate medium-sized and, of course, low, heavy objects, and as a rule, they contain utensils that make it possible to have quick meals without the user being lowered there to have access to them. So, the organization of storage models must, in fact, be always studied and must be a very important condition in the beginning of the project, okay? So, currently, also the market offers many mechanisms and solutions for the storage of utensils, okay? And we can conclude that drawers and basket systems offer a quick visual perception and access to objects, unlike cabinets with traditional shelves, okay, in which the user makes a greater effort to access and visualize the objects inside. So this paper summarizes the principles relevant to the ergonomic functioning of the kitchen, depending on the access capacity of the human being, based on possible situations relating the furniture with also anthropometric data, and the schemes. These kind of schemes allowed us to study and understand the standard sizing suitable for a kitchen. However, these do not accommodate all users, so, and it should be adapted according to the circumstances of each interior design project. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Thank you. I'm trying to see if we had 1 minute for questions. Questions
Okay.
from the audience? Does anyone want to present the question? Posso apresentar em português? Depois em inglês.
Em português à vontade. Eu também, se tivesse sido em português, tinha sido mais veloz, não é? Na exposição de...
Parabéns pela apresentação.
Obrigada.
Um tema interessante, embora eu não seja da área do design de interiores, que vinha encadear também um bocadinho na apresentação anterior, tinha aquele exemplo da cozinha,
Da
da evolução
margem
da cozinha organizada para a cozinha social, e hoje nós vemos muito esta cozinha social, não entra dentro desta lógica, mas dentro desta lógica, estes estudos focam mais a organização do espaço e a melhoria das tarefas, e o bem-estar de quem está a fazer estas tarefas. É equacionado nestas análises?
Obviamente, o artigo é um resumo, não é? De uma experiência de estágio, e essa experiência incluiu outros projetos, não é? Com outro tipo de condicionantes, inclusivamente ao nível de mobilidade, mas estes princípios organizacionais e possibilitar um uso mais confortável e rápido e eficiente da cozinha foi um dos pontos da dissertação de mestrado em causa, sendo esse aspecto uma pertinência total, não é? Então, não há um enfoque tanto a ter em algo que também poderia ser igualmente interessante, que é a relação da cozinha com os outros espaços da casa, não é? Foi sofrendo muitas alterações ao longo do tempo, inclusivamente o aparecimento de espaços como uma copa, não é? Um espaço de transição entre a sala de jantar e a sala de cozinha, não é? É uma coisa muito do século XIX, a questão de termos que organizar e estratificar as funções, mas a verdade é que estes estudos continuam também, de certa forma, a ser uma referência interessante, um contributo, não é? Para o entendimento da evolução deste espaço de cozinha, não é?
Sim. Obrigada mais uma vez, Mónica.
Nada, Joana, obrigada. Vou levar a garrafa.
Yes.
Can I?
Okay,
Pois,
we
Joana,
are
vou ter
now
que ir para outra
moving
sessão.
into